It's been decades. We've been supporting triathletes through daunting endeavors in the most grueling of conditions, with you on fatigue-filled training sessions and exhilarating race days. We remain consistent, our craft unwavering. We're here to watch you improve and to conquer. Our heritage lives on. Welcome to the Ohana.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday. It's Friday, 2 days before the 4th. A lot of us here in the States are having a holiday weekend. I could tell because my email, I'm working from home today, and my coworkers are a little unresponsive today. And so I was like, maybe everyone's like kind of bailing out early. So yeah, we're excited here in the States. If you guys are watching, which most of you are, here in the States, it's Friday, or it's not even Friday. I'm all messed up. We're doing this at a special time because we got Crowie on. It's Thursday the 2nd at a special time, 3 o'clock. And if you're watching this later, go back in the Wayback Machine. And we're not going to do one tomorrow, but we will continue to do these more often as we can. Our attempts to connect and bring you guys closer together. We got a big team, and it's an awesome team. Lots of stuff going on today and this weekend. So we are trying to keep everyone connected the best we can. These things stay on our YouTube channel. So if there's ever any partner product, guests that you want to see, questions that you may have wanted to ask or whatever, kind of scroll through those. Are kind of fun. We try to keep them not that long. But yeah, Challenge Roth is, I think, the next big race coming up. We got a few Zoot athletes racing it, some team members. We have Nick Chase from the Real Tri Squad racing, and believe it or not, we have a guy that raced against Crowie many times, who's been with Zoot forever. He's still holding on and still giving it a go at the pro level. He's told me this a few times, but Ben Hoffman is racing Challenge Roth coming up. So hopefully those guys have a good time, race fast, and have fun too. So a couple things. The niece store, it closes today. So if you didn't get your niece order in, sorry, you lagged. But make sure you're getting all those communications. Your profile again is linked up to Ironman. And please, you guys that are on, ask any questions you have. Anything doesn't have to be related to the subject we have going on. I mean, you could ask me a question about my dog if you want. There's Dakota. She's kind of hanging under the she's hanging under the stoop. But we want to bring Craig on real quick. And I had another thing I wanted to talk before I brought Craig on, but oh well, it'll probably come to me. We have I guess we'll talk to it when Craig's on here. So anyway, let's bring him on without further ado. Mr. Craig Alexander, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing very good, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. You're living in the future right now. It's tomorrow in Sydney.
Yep.
It's, what time is it? 8 in the morning?
It is, 8 in the morning, Friday morning. So yeah, we're just getting ready for the weekend. Not as big a weekend as you guys are having. I know it's July the 4th weekend over there, which is a big one. So happy July 4th to everyone in the US.
Yeah, it's funny. It's morning for you and it's afternoon for me, but I'm like looking at our faces here, and like I look haggard and tired, and you look like fresh as a button, bro. I was like, oh man, maybe I need a nap today or something. I must have gone a little bit too hard today. But yeah, thanks for joining us at a special time. I know you're a little bit tired. We talked a bit before you got on about your new endeavor. I want to chat about that. I want to continue the chat about that. You did a high rocks yesterday, and you're doing one today. So as a triathlete at the pro elite level, what's your thought on that, on the high rocks series and events and everything?
It was cool. I think triathletes are well suited to doing well at it. There's a lot of running in it. I think running's the thing you've got to do well, and the running in it is very similar to triathlon running. You got to be able to run with a little bit of fatigue in your legs after doing those fitness stations or whatever it is they call them. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, the one I'm doing today actually is the one that we'd planned to do it for a charity that I'm involved with. We're trying to raise some funds for the Make Bullying History Foundation. So the one I did yesterday was just with a mate who's at the gym that I go to. He wanted to do one. So he was a very, very good runner back in his youth, back in high school. But he suffered yesterday. So
Does he know you were an Ironman world champion?
He does. Yeah, he does. And I
Okay.
think he when we planned it, I think he didn't, like me, I didn't know much about it other than I'd seen it. And I know there's a few guys and girls who are my vintage triathletes have been doing them. So yeah, I think he maybe thought that I would be able to do the lion's share of the work, but in the teams, you've got to run together. And but it was good fun. It was good fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, all right, man. So what are you up to these days? I know you're doing a lot of commentating for Ironman. You're kind of still getting out there and staying active. You're surfing. For those of you guys who don't know, Craig's one of those dudes who kind of he's good at everything. You know, I have a brother like that. You could surf well, skate, you know, like shoot hoops, you know, like whatever it is. So what's a typical kind of like Crowie day for you? Do you not drink coffee in the morning? I don't see a coffee mug in your hand.
No, I've already had two. I've already had two coffees.
Okay.
I love my coffee. So yeah, no, I mean, I think I didn't start doing triathlons until I was 20. I did a lot of other sports. Like a lot of kids in Australia, and 95% of our population's within 1 hour of the coast. So most kids in Australia grow up going to the beach. So yeah, not everybody surfs, but I surfed a little bit growing up, and throughout my career, not so much. But occasionally when I would train in San Diego, I'd swing by McKeely's house, and she always had boards in the garage, grab a couple of her boards and just head across the road to surf. So yeah, get a bit of surfing in. What does an average day look like? Bit of office work. Got the coaching business. We've got got one of our camps coming up. So you know about our camps. We obviously had a team Zoot camp back in March. So we've got another camp at the Marnolani coming up in August. Still get to a lot of events. I'll be at the 70.3 Worlds in Nice this year, and also Ironman World Championships in Kona. So I get a few event ambassador roles, do commentary at quite a few events. Got some interest in an online sports nutrition store back here in Australia, so that keeps me busy day to day as well. And I'm also working with an organization that was founded by a friend of mine. He's a very passionate triathlete, but also a very successful businessman. And what we do is we identify young, talented, up-and-coming athletes who, for one reason or another, maybe slip through the cracks and don't get support from our national governing body. And we provide them with resources that they need to keep improving and continuing their journey. So my role in that business is to help identify some of the younger athletes and work with them, mentor them a little bit, and keep their I guess their progression and their development in the sport going. So at some point, just so we don't lose them to the sport, so they don't drift away and go to other sports, so we can keep them involved. And all the while we sort of keep communication going with the national governing body let them know how these young athletes are progressing. So at some point they may meet their criteria and can go back into the umbrella under the national governing body. So I help out with that. That's an organization called Brood. And I help with a few strategic commercial partnerships for them as well. So yeah, I'm pretty busy, and doesn't leave me a lot of time to swim, bike, and run, but I try and squeeze that in when I can.
Yeah, whatever. Every time I see Craig, which is, you know, few and far between when we happen to meet up, and this last time was at the team camp in Kona, and we'll talk about that coming up right now. But he always says the same thing. He's like, he's always fit, and he's always like, I haven't swam since the last time I see you, or I haven't ridden since the last time I've seen you. And I'm like, yeah, right. I know he's just trying to play some mental games, because
It's all true.
I was trying to stick on his will, you know, hanging on for dear death, and then you know, just trying to catch up to the group every single time I ride with him. He still just drops the hammer, and you know, even when he's not trying. But you know, it's pretty fun. So kudos to you for staying in it. And you know, one thing and this will always stick with me, and we were talking about high rocks before, and I think out of all the advice that I've gotten from pro triathletes through the years, and I've dealt with a ton of pro triathletes. I handle all of our agreements with them, and I'm kind of like, at least for Zoot, like I'm the partnership director, and so I have a lot of experience of other athletes. And one thing that you've said, I think, I don't know, maybe it's because you dumbed it down for me, but it's my simple mind, but it's stuck with me always. And one thing you mentioned was, like, whatever blows your hair back. And I think about that a lot. And I try to tell other athletes, like, that are within our sport, and some of them, us as ambassadors and age group athletes, we jump in, we jump out, things change, life changes, jobs change, your kids are at different stages. And so, but if you're in our sport as an athlete, or an Ironman, or a triathlete, I should say, you're in for life, and you kind of always have that. And it's funny how that, whatever gets you excited, is kind of like what you should give your effort to. And if it gets you motivated to do it, then do it. And if some of that is getting a coach and working through that way, or just being like, I'm just going to do what I kind of feel is fun right now. And like I think about that all the time. Like, I've been hitting the gym quite a bit lately, and a lot of it was due to the camp last year. And I see Rosalind's on here. What's up, Rosalind? Rosalind's a legend. She went to the camp. But I think about when Craig was coaching on the pool deck, and I jumped out because I was taking some content. And before one of our strength sessions, Craig had brought his friend and coach Ben to this last camp, and he is a strength and conditioning coach. And so I brought Ben out. I was like, hey, Ben, like, I don't have a ton of time to, like, do strength stuff. I usually do it like one day a week, sometimes two if I can. And this is my routine, and, like, give me some pointers, man. And he, like, he gave me some very cool insight, and I've been loving what he's taught me, and I've been doing it like crazy lately. So next time I come to camp, look out, bro. I'm gonna be super. I'll be able to do lunges for days. But it is very telling of, like, especially as we get older, and you love the bike, and then you don't love the bike, or you love running at some point, and then you don't love running, and not to get discouraged. I mean, we're just doing this for fun anyway. And, like, for you, you're doing high rocks right now. Like it's so cool to hear, to just see people doing stuff that leads to a generally healthy lifestyle and positivity in all aspects. Just so you're walking around not being a total jerk off to everyone else, on the planet too. I think that's what I need sometimes. Right? Like, if you don't work out or you don't do something, I can tell my moods change.
It's movement's medicine. It's good for us. It's good for our bodies, obviously, our health and wellness. It's good for our minds. But I think at the end of the day, when you do something, it should be fun. Even if you do it as a professional, you still hopefully have a passion and a love for it. Maybe that's tied up in the performance and the journey of continuous improvement. But no, I think it's interesting, because that's where the physiology meets the psychology. And I think I was lucky that when I started doing triathlon, I was halfway through a physiotherapy degree. And so we were learning the principles of physiology and training and strength and conditioning, which are all important things, as you talked about, particularly as we get older. Strength and conditioning and being efficient movers, good functional movers, is important. But what's also important is being happy, the psychology of why we do something. Because of most things to improve at and to enjoy, you've got to be consistent. And this was evident throughout my whole career. And now that I sort of have a coaching business, and I'm at a lot of these camps, I interact with a lot of athletes. I've got some, I guess, ideas around this. I think the most important thing is every individual has their own goals. Some people might want to qualify to go to the world champs. Some might want to go to the world champs and win their age group or get on the podium. Some people might just want to finish a certain distance, or go show improvement on what they did last year. I mean, there's no right or wrong. Having any goal is a great goal. Could be sprint distance, triathlon. So that's the first thing. I think we sort of live in a world now where we're so impacted by what everyone else is doing with social media, but having your own goals is, I think it's super important. And it's amazing to have your own goals that are important to you. They're meaningful to you. They might be tied up into performance, or they might just be tied up into being social and community, going on group rides. And it's also something I've seen. I work with AI training platforms now, which are brilliant. I mean, AI is infiltrating everywhere, right? It's amazing how it can crunch the numbers quicker than we can. It can pull out the important signals and the patterns of what's happened, what training has worked, what hasn't. And that's the X's and O's. That's the real, I guess, the physiology and what works. But what also works is turning up because you enjoy it and being consistent. So, I mean, the athletes that I work with, if they get a program or a training plan that's generated based on their training data, and we track more data than we ever have, I think that's useful. But I always say to the athletes, if there's a group ride and you love to do the group ride, why aren't you doing the group ride? Like, why aren't you? It's at the very base, you just want to be consistent. That's how you improve. And I don't think with training you can ever just ignore the social or the emotional, the psychological component of it. I mean, in essence, there should be some part of that driving it. It's fun, it's social. You're meeting your buddies, you're meeting your group to go for a master swim or a training ride. And yeah, I always encourage that with the athletes I work with. I think it's the most important thing. You can finesse the rest of it. There's no rocket science to training, really. The recipe is there's principles of physiology and endurance training, and they're well recognized, they're well researched, and they work. But the real nuance is in how you apply them to each individual. And it's never perfect. It's fitting in with someone's life. It's fitting in with what their goals are. Like I said, some people are more sort of performance focused around the X's and O's of training because they want to really squeeze the lemon and get on the podium at world champs. A lot of people just want to do a race for fun, to meet up with their college buddies and do a sprint try once or twice a year. But it's all movement and it's all good for you. So yeah, I mean, I try and I don't lie to you about my training. I mean, sitting here right now, I have not swum since our training camp in March.
Hey, me too, bro, me too. I lost my pool access, so I've been slacking on that. But yeah, it's super important what you say, and those are the things that I think I have kept with me. I mean, you've known me for a few years, so you could attest to it. But like I'm just a serotonin hunter. Like whatever it makes you happy in the moment, and that things change. And some people it's like racing Kona or winning your age group, and some people it's like sometimes it's like me making like cool latte art at the office coffee machine, like whatever, and sometimes it's just kind of cruising, having fun. And sometimes it's trying to crush, and those things change. And, I think the ability to be flexible in your lifestyle and just find stuff that kind of keeps you, keeps you going, like in a fun way is super important. And, and I've never really trained with groups other than going to the camps. And my first like true camp experience was the camp that you held a couple of years ago. And since we've been back a couple of times, and other than we'll segue to the camp. Other than the unbelievable location, which is awesome, the unbelievable resort, and the unbelievable food, the cool thing about it is really hanging out with the people that come. Like that I say it every time. It's my favorite part of the camp. Always, like I tell the story of, Rosalind's listening. I tell the story of like being able to like sit next to Rosalind, who's like as my 10-year-old daughter would say, she's a baddie, right? Like she's like in her 70s. She's crushing. She's having a good time. She's still active. She's still doing it. I know some people that are like living in the old age home and just kind of being miserable. Like Rosalind's like, hey, should I come out to camp? I was like, yeah, dude. Like even if you're sitting in a jacuzzi, like it's so fun. And whatever, those are the most fun parts of those camps are yes, it's fun to like try to hang on, like Stacy's wheel or whatever, but like having breakfast at the buffet is like, that's equally as fun to me, at least. So it's all around a good experience. And you guys are doing another camp there in August. So if you guys are interested, I still think they have a couple slots open, but I mean, every time I've ever looked, and I've looked at other camps, and I know we have the regional camps and stuff, but if you have the chance to come out to Hawaii and train with Craig and his crew at the Mauna Lani, like it is like, I mean, I don't know. You should send an email to Doug and be like, "Hey, Mark needs to come out this time too in August, just so I could come out." But I was looking right before this the call, and I was looking at a couple of the videos we took from last camp. And
hey, buddy.
Sam came out.
Hey, Sam, I wanted to ask you.
Pretty cool. Could you guys still hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is on the property, and
Craig and Sam, I want both your takes on this.
Oh my God! What?
So
wait, hold on, it's not playing.
We had audio, but the picture was frozen.
Takes on this.
Yeah, I know it's frozen. No, here we go. Here's a slow-mo. Oh, none of it's working. Maybe the internet's just not working great. But anyway, you guys kind of get the idea. We're in the strength session with Craig and Ben. There's a pool there. We made custom shirts this time.
Yeah, it was cool. It was it's a great, but as you know, the resort is beautiful. And it was a real treat that Sam came along and joined us. And he did a lot of his own training, but he jumped in for some sessions with us. He had breakfast with us, and it was cool that Zoot were able to organize that. And mate, as you say, the best part about the camps are the people. So you meet a lot of people at the camps, and then obviously follow their journey afterwards. And I mean, I know in Kona last year when we had the Zoot breakfast, the team breakfast, we had a couple of our camp alumni racing. So Stacy killed it. I think she had the quickest bike split in her age group in Kona last year. We've got Nate McLean coming back this year for our camp in August. He's training up for his first.
He loves Kona, bro.
Yeah, he's going to be a resident there. He's going to move there for sure soon. He's done the 70.3 in Honu a few times. He's come to 2 of our camps. He's coming to this one, and he's preparing for his first Ironman. He's doing a fall Ironman this year. So camp is. I mean, obviously we have a training schedule, but it's not like high school. We're quite flexible. I mean, it's open for athletes of all levels. We don't just. We've had pro athletes come along. We've had first timers come along. So we have a schedule of training, but we're quite flexible within it as well. I mean, the longest ride we've normally scheduled has been 50 or 60 miles, which is the ride up to Harvey on the Ironman World Champs course. I know we've got a couple of athletes, Nate's one of them, who are preparing for Ironmans later this year. So I'm going to schedule a couple of extra miles on the end of our long ride for them. So yeah, we have a set training schedule, but we're quite flexible. I mean, you would remember, Mark, on the Harvey ride last year, we had a few athletes who didn't want to go all the way to Harvey, so they turned a little early. We're pretty flexible, and we always have athletes who are working remotely and can't turn up to every session, so they might come for the gym session and the swim, and then we don't see them. Then we see them for the run in the evening. So yeah, I just try to make the camps as fun as possible. They become really social. Like as you mentioned, we eat our meals together, and they're good fun. They're just good fun in an amazing location. I mean, that resort, they absolutely roll out the red carpet for us.
The rooms are like unbelievable. It's like everything's really nice there. And if you guys, it's in, what are the exact dates again?
This in August. It's August the 16th to the 21st. So we as you would remember, most athletes arrive either on the Saturday or the Sunday morning. Our first official camp function is the welcome function on the Sunday evening. We have drinks out by the water, and then first scheduled training session is Monday morning, and we train 3 or 4 sessions a day from Monday through to a couple of optional sessions on the Friday when camp breaks. So last official.
It's really, yeah. And if you guys are thinking of like a summer vacation or whatever, and you want to pepper this in, go check out on the events page on the community forum. The information's there, the links are there, all that stuff. Go check it out. I say this every time, and I will say this every time. It's like totally worth it. It's probably the best camp value there is, other than like, being free, and the place is unbelievable. They have and even if everything is right there, and if you want to bring your family, it's actually a great spot too, because they could hang out at the pool, hang out at the beach. It's a self-sustained property, and then there's a market nearby. You could even like take one of their cars that they have on if you want to go into town. Like it's really nice, and it's really good training. There's some really good circuits on the property, and like I said, like Craig said, we go out to Javi, and it's a really, really, camp was awesome from Roslyn. It was really cool. And then one of the best restaurants on the island is at the hotel too, which we get to eat at the last day, which is really cool.
Yes, so, beautiful. The Canoe House.
Yeah, and then if you guys are looking for, we used to be. I won't even ask you who you're with now, but we used to be with Trident as a partner. We're not really anymore. There's lots of different training programs that different people enjoy. Some people don't want any interaction. Some people want a lot. Finding a right coach is, I feel like it's like dating sometimes. It works, it doesn't work, except for you're paying. It's a little weird, but the relationship is super important. But Craig's got a unbelievable coaching staff and program that he runs. So if you guys are ever looking for any additional coaching or anything, that obviously check him out. I think he should be charging more money, but we'll have that conversation another day. But to get this knowledge is pretty insane.
Well, we're actually bringing, so to this August camp, I try and rotate the coaches at the camp. So Jenny Fletcher, who's a former pro athlete, she kills it on the gravel circuit now. So she's still almost a pro level, but she's coming along to coach. You mentioned Ben. Ben came and he was the guest coach on the camp in March, and he's amazing as well. He's done a 9-hour Ironman. So he's a very good age group athlete, but his actual real job back in Australia is he's the strength and conditioning coach for our equivalent of the NFL. The NFL umpires, he's their strength and conditioning coach back here. We call it the AFL. So he's the strength and conditioning and the fitness coach for the AFL umpires. Last year we had our version of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Grant Giles, our mind coach. He came along, and so all of the coaches, as you mentioned, coaching, it's such an individual thing, and all the coaches have their own specialty or their own area of expertise. Grant's very much into mindset. I know a lot of the athletes who came to the camp last year in March still stay in touch with Grant. He's helped them with race week anxiety, stress leading up to races, dealing with the stress of life and trying to train. And he was a pro athlete back in the day, actually raced in Hawaii as a professional athlete, finished on the podium at Ironman Australia as a pro. When I first started in the sport in the mid-90s, he was one of the top professional athletes in Ironman racing in our country. So yeah, we're very lucky. We've got some good athletes.
Yeah, I know some of the athletes still, they still keep in touch with Grant. Get his guru-ness every once in a while. He's a really cool guy. But again, like we were saying, it is kind of the people you meet, which is kind of more fun than anything. And I'm sure Jenny wants to get out of Texas. That's probably why she's volunteering to come out and coach with you guys in Texas in August. But that sounds like an epic time. And then next year, I don't know. I mean, next year into the spring camp, which is kind of like the main one. I know
Yep.
you mentioned getting maybe Rennie out there with you.
Yeah.
So, we could ring that in. We got some Tim and Rennie announcements coming on. They're coming on as Zoot ambassadors too,
That's cool.
which is going to be really, really cool. Good times.
Yeah, we actually planned. We wanted to initially. I was wanting to. Rini and I have been talking about doing a camp together forever. Obviously, we go way back. We were training partners. We're good friends, and we will definitely run a camp next year together for sure. It's exciting news.
Dude, it's pretty fun. It's all about kind of coming together, and camps are one of the thing, and we're really fortunate that we get to offer that service through you guys for the camp, because like, dude, I don't know how to run camps. They're hard. Just the logistics and everything. It's like a pain in the butt. But you guys do a really good job. It's super easy, and the location is like, it's a knockout location. Especially if Kona is on your bucket list, or even the 70.3 in Hanu is on your bucket list, or you want to kind of go out and experience it. It's really fun. One of my favorite sessions of the week is the run in the energy lab. And you guys took off. I was getting content, so I was far. That was my excuse. But
you're such an influencer. Such an influencer.
Yeah, I got to justify the trip every once in a while, but that's always kind of that's always one of my favorite sessions, just to run in the energy lab, which is pretty cool. So, if you guys have questions for Crowie, please let me know and post them in the comments right now if you're watching live. And if you have questions later, post them in the app. I don't know if I'm going to go back and look through the comments on YouTube, but I know a lot of people are out of town and stuff right now. So there's something else I wanted to mention too, Craig, and maybe I'll just mention it to the people. But talking about getting together virtually, and I've been posting it on our app. I've been posting on our Team Zoot Racing Instagram page, and our regular page if you're not following any of that. But we had our first Ruby virtual ride, which maybe we'll have to get you to join us one of these times. And I'm going to try to do it consistently once a week. And the fun thing about it is I set up a Google Meet, and I just have my phone up on the trainer. And this last couple of days ago, we did I think it was 30K of the Ironman Wisconsin course.
That's cool.
And just, regardless of us just spinning on our bike trainers, like just chatting with the other people on the team was really cool. And I met this guy Clayton, who I didn't know on the team before, and you're just talking and chatting, and it makes the time kind of fly by and makes it a bit just fun. It's just a fun experience. So if you guys have a chance, join us on one of these virtual rides, just so we could see you, which is really fun. What else? What do you? Yeah, you gotta come on.
Yeah,
you gotta come on. Can you do Ruby rides in the morning? 6 p.m. is 100 to 10. That's just heat training for you. That's heat training for you. I probably can change it to the morning. I'll make some adjustments for you. Don't worry about it. I usually do it I've been working from home in the summer on 2 days a week because my kids are out of school. And so my wife works from home full time. And so I'm trying to help shuffle them around to like a camp, or even just, how they are. They're just like, they still need, they're not young adults yet. They're still kids. So they need help. And so, so I was doing it at 3 p.m. But come up with a suggestive time. What would be good? What would be good for the Leclercs? I'll try to adapt and change it up maybe in the morning. I'll forego my gym session in the morning for a
110.
That's for sure.
Ooh, that's warm. That's toasty.
Yeah.
110
Open
degrees.
the garage or something. Jeez.
Just stand in there.
Yeah. I'm sitting in, I don't know, whatever. It's kind of like this all year, I guess. I'm sitting in my little front side yard, just chilling with my dogs, and couldn't be better. Having a coach. Okay, who's Sally Roberts got a question. Jeff and I are morning people. All right. I don't know about everyone else, but the best part of having a coach is someone else believing in your ability and helping you find the full potential. The voices of coaches are forever in my head. All right. Yeah. Sally, forever in your head. We'll get in your head. Just remember this, Sally. Whatever makes you happy, do that. Okay. As long as you're not harming anyone. Right. All right. And small victory. 108, the real feel. I think Karen's I think she might be padding that one a little bit, right? She's starting to throw in the real feel. All right, Crowie. Okay, well, maybe we'll see you in August. Thanks for coming on. And if you guys don't know, you guys all do, but like Craig's got a signature collection. That's also what he does too. He is one of our ambassadors, our partners. He actually, that your design this year is probably my favorite design.
Really?
But it actually helps, it helps support our, I mean, as you guys know, everything that you guys buy, even at your super steep Team Zoot discount, it all helps us support this ecosystem that we have going on. It's just like you guys signing up for Ironman races. If there was no races, we wouldn't be able to do this sport. If there was no pros, it wouldn't make it as fun. If there was no companies making stuff, it wouldn't make it more as fun for us to do. So it's a really cool ecosystem that we have, and everything you guys do helps support it, including getting some of the Prism collection for Crowie before it's sold out, and doing all the things you do. So we really do appreciate it. It's kind of fun. It gives me a job, helps me helps me pay my mortgage. I'm grateful. Otherwise, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd probably I'm kind of dumb, so I'd probably be doing like something super lowbrow. I'd be like digging ditches or something. So, okay, hold on. Jeff can confirm. All right. Thoughts on pacing for Ironman Lake Placid? Are you just talking general pacing, Karen, or what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I think every course is different. So know the course, and that's where some of these new software platforms are amazing. Like a Ruvi, you can ride the course. So I think what always helped me was going to train or do some course reconnaissance, get an idea of the course. So make sure you know the course. I'm sure, Karen, you've either raced, or if you haven't raced there, you know of the course. It's quite a hilly course. So I think have a very clear idea in your mind of how you are going to pace that. And I think on a course that has, and all course profiles are different, right? Like if we look at a course like Kona, that's got like close to 6,000 feet of climbing, but it's not all in one go. It's up and down and up and down. That's kind of what Placid is similar to, as opposed to a course like Nice, which is flat in the beginning and then all the climbing comes in one or two climbs. So I think you have to approach those courses a little differently, but definitely with a course like Placid, I think from your training, understand what your power output, if you train to watts or heart rate, what sort of average number you want to hover around. And I think it's really important that on a course that has a lot of just consistent climbs, up and downs, like a Placid, that you stick to your number on the uphill in particular. What people tend to do is on a course like Placid or Kona, the mistakes I've seen and the mistakes I've made myself is you sort of overbike on the uphills and then try and get your rest on the flat and the downhills. And really what's a little more efficient and effective is actually working the flats and the downhills, but not overbiking on the uphills. So just keep your output consistent and have a clear power target for the uphill sections, and be very disciplined with it. It's very easy to go over your number, particularly early in the bike. You'll often have people shooting past you on the climbs early, but again, when you get to the top of that climb, then you got to stick to your number on the flats. The flats and the downhills on a course like that really are not about recovery. You want to hold your effort level consistent across the whole course profile. So that would be my advice. My advice. Good. Have a clear pacing strategy. Don't overbike on the uphills, and don't just use the flats and the downhills as recovery. Good luck.
Yeah, I could grease. That's a kind of a brutal course. So maybe Karen, we'll do Lake Placid, a section of Lake Placid next week. So I'll kind of pick it for the morning. But it's not going to be at 6 a.m. Eastern time. That's for sure.
I think doing rides on Ruvi on the course is so invaluable. It's something that you could never do 5 or even 10 years ago. So I think when you get a chance, even if it's in the virtual world, to ride the course or parts of the course, that's a good idea to do that. So then you get an idea. I think psychologically, it gives you a sense of calm, lessens the anxiety that you know the course. And of course, people who have raced on the course have raced the course, so they know it. But a lot of people haven't, going there for the first time. Try and get on Ruby and log some Ks on the course.
Yeah, even like wind to fuel, on the course for the climbs and stuff. I think people kind of forget that. They do stuff like, well, I got to fuel every X amount of minutes, but they may not know it's like right then it's a super hard climb, right? Like, so you may not, it may be harder to adjust whatever fuel you're trying to adjust when your heart rate is at the upper limit. So stuff like that's kind of invaluable. So all right, sounds like 7 or 8. Is that 7 or 8 a.m. Pacific time, Karen, or Eastern time? I'll make it work for you, whatever you want, my friends. But hey, Crowie, bud, appreciate you coming on. It's always a pleasure. Check out the camp on the events page. I think there's 2 or 3. If Craig emails my boss, maybe there's only going to be 2 slots left. but check out the Crowie camp with Jenny Fletcher. It's a big draw. Both are awesome people, great coaches, and great spots. I mean, even with not perfect weather, it's like the funnest time you could have as a triathlete for the season. So, all right. Well, good luck on your high rocks, and
good luck to Benny Hoffman Good luck to Benny Hoffman in Roth this weekend.
Yeah, good luck to everyone racing, man. Yeah. And we'll see you guys. Good luck to you guys. Be safe. Don't blow your fingers off with any like lady fingers or like M80s or any of that dumb stuff I used to do as a kid. And be safe. Drink as much as you want, but be safe, and eat as much as you want and be safe. All right. So love you guys. We'll see you later. Cheers.
Good to see everyone. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.